Hi, good evening. Good evening to you. So now, this is off M6. Off M6, going to Liverpool. That's what we're trying to do now. So I just feel like I've been to many cities and I've been to many places that I took videos of. I should show you how M62 is going to Liverpool on exiting M6. How beautiful it is on how they constructed it, and also to discuss just a few matters. Always we teach each other. Every video we have a pointer to talk about in terms of what we seek to achieve as drivers, as motorists, as people behind the wheel on a daily basis. So we talk about that and much more. So at the moment I'm driving to Liverpool. I've just passed Manchester via M56, M6, and now I'm M62. And then I'll keep on updating as we approach Liverpool City itself, which is not very far from now, but my destination is just about 16 miles from now, which means maybe we can have a 20-minute video. Beautiful 20 minutes to drive. So this truck in front of me is very dirty, actually. It's very dirty, this one. They are not taking time to clean it. I don't know why. So we ought to be going as well. Heading to Liverpool. It's a beautiful day. It's been Thursday. It is still Thursday. I'm rushing to a client that always closes after 8. If they allow me, they might offload this half-load, then I will sleep at the other client, then I will sleep there, and then tomorrow I just offload in the morning and then carry on with my journeys to wherever that is. It's actually beautiful today, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact. I hope all the boards will be as clear as should. Okay. Seems clear to me. So good evening to you. Right. We want to carry on with some of the things that you should know when you are driving, and some of the executions you should carry out whilst you are driving to be safe and to make sure that you get your destination safely. Number one being safe following distance. So I've noticed actually that in many instances, I think I'll upload a video of such that I've gotten hold of, that has made a truck jackknife in South Africa today, because the driver was not following other vehicles in front of him safely, in terms of the distance was not long enough that he could follow and be safe. And because of that aspect of not being safe, he ended up jackknifing, which was unnecessary. So please, when you're driving, self-following distance is very important to do that. Keep your distance as safe as possible, so that whatever happens in front of you, you'll be able to avoid an accident that can happen. It's very important. Like, I'm actually on this lane because the outer lane is actually defined to be following Warrington West and the services thereof, and I'm going straight to Liverpool. So let's just go together and see what's going on there. So I was speaking to somebody about me being a driver for some time, and the fact that I've actually driven for about 15 years. Right, in that 15 years also, I was also managing. So I have a little bit of knowledge about driving and managing, and making sure that everyone is safe on the roads, and trying to train upcoming drivers. I did that a lot. For a long time I was a driver trainer, so I know much about it as well. So that's another thing that we can be talking about. So that's exiting, and then they are going to Liverpool. So safe following distance is very important. That's number one. Number two, understand your load. It is very, very important to understand what you are loaded, the height. Okay, when I say what you are loaded, I'm talking about the weights, number one. Number two is the height. Number three is fragility, right? And also the issue of pendulum effect. Okay, let me explain a little bit on that. The heights are just normal. When it is too high, the chances of falling off are too high as well, right? Because of crosswinds or because of when you are turning at high speeds, you are going to be affected by the heights opposite direction, right? Your vehicle might fall over, right? Weight. If you are carrying goods that are heavy and you turn at high speed, you have a chance of jackknifing because the trailer will be forced to go straight because of the effect of see, I'm forgetting my signs, but we are talking of a situation whereby everything that is loaded, including yourself, you'll be traveling at the same speed as the wheels, right? So that effect, for those that know a little bit of science, you understand that if you're loaded high heavy loads and you turn on instant at high speed, the goods will go straight, the trailer will try to go straight. It will be difficult for it to follow. Okay, that's about that. And then when you are loaded liquids, it is very important to understand that liquids are always in motion, they are not stagnant. So because of that fact, you may be forced to, or you may end up being in an accident because of the fact that if you are speeding, and all that has to do with safe following distance that I'm talking about. We need okay. Maybe I must explain what is safe following distance. Safe following distance is whereby we are driving and whatever happens in front of you does not cause you to swerve if you are going to apply emergency brakes. So that's how you know if it is safe or not. If you apply brakes emergency and you end up in need of swerving, it simply means that the distance that you had kept was not safe. Always know that. All right? Which means the distance is not safe. Always know that. And another part that is also important is that when you are driving, always try to check how other drivers near you are driving, like the behavior of other drivers. Try to analyze, if you may. Try to check how are they driving and how do they behave. Are they constant? Are they consistent? Are they able to maintain a speed? Or are they able to check their mirrors? Are they going in a straight line? All those things you need to check so that you are not going to be in a situation whereby all of a sudden you have to kind of swerve or try to avoid accidents when you could have from the time you met drivers that are driving near you. It's very important that. Another thing to note is that it is very important to keep a safe following distance because in most cases, especially when there is an off-ramp, right? There are always those drivers that want to overtake and come out when it is almost at the last minute. And that in actual fact affects the flow of traffic, and you might end up in an accident. It is very much important to avoid such if you can, right? Another aspect very important to consider also is that if for whatever reason, you are driving and you notice that the people in front of you, maybe they are now braking sometimes in front of you, like they want you to stop or anything. It can be anything. Number one, it can be because there's something that happened, an incident that happened before, and you didn't notice. And then it's already a road rage. So be careful of that and avoid accidents. Be vigilant, right? Another aspect to consider also is that depending on the country that you are driving, you might be involved in an accident just because someone in front of you, they are trying to hijack you, right? So be vigilant and be wise when you're driving of that, so to be safe, right? Okay. And another aspect that is also to consider that I want to talk about is the aspect of driving, and then you're driving wherever that you are, and then you are, we call it daydreaming, right? You already know where you're going, you've scanned it in your mind already, in your brain, you know I'm going to travel 1, 2, 3, 4 places. But you are not involved here. In other words, it is called concentration, right? Please try and concentrate when you are driving so that everyone is safe around you. Especially for AGVs, very, very important to drive in a safe manner. Always drive in a way that you are able to see whatever is going on around you. It's very important to notice. It's very important to always observe and always be alert and be there. I always use those words. Be there where you are. Don't drive as if you have already arrived before you drove the distance. It is very dangerous to do that, right? And then another thing that I want to talk about is about learning how to drive. But that time I'm going to put a video on this one because I've noticed most people, they don't know. They understand that you must maneuver the truck going forward, but they don't know how to drive, which is something that is just crazy, if I may put it that way. But not really crazy in the reality of it, because you understand that people that fail to drive, they don't do it because they want to, but it is because the situation they are in, which is to drive, and the situation of trying to live, force them to do things that they are not able to do yet. So that's another challenge. So we just try to avoid that and be able to learn enough before you put yourself at risk. It is a risky job, actually. Driving trucks is a risky job. It's not something that you can say is very easy. It's not easy, but it's doable at the same time. Very much so, and enjoyable. And it is also a high-paying job when it comes to many other jobs that require a lot, just a little time to acquire skills. But it's high-paying. So I'm just a few miles from Liverpool now. I'm hoping to get to Liverpool with you. I'm hoping that when you watch this video, you watch until you get to Liverpool, because it's not far now. It's almost. So we just want to take this time and drive together and make sure that we arrive and get there. It's a beautiful city. It's a coastal city at the same time. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I loved it when I came here first time. I loved it. So I might stop this video now. Actually, let me stop this video so that I will take another one that is dedicated for Liverpool itself, so that people won't be bored. I think I've explained a few things that you should learn about how to drive a truck and try to be safe all the time. It's very important. A truck, remember, you're driving 36,000 tons, 36 tons, which is if you're driving a Super League. But if you're driving a tri-axle or 3-axle or just an Arctic in the UK, as we call it, it will be 44,000 all in all. But 27 or 27 or 28 tons loaded. All right. The rule that I was talking about, whereby you are going straight and then you suddenly turn, it's called the rule of inertia. You know that if you know your physics. It is called the rule of inertia, the whereby whatever that is in motion carried, it is traveling at the same speed. So when you turn on an instant, you are causing a problem whereby all other things remain constant speed, constant direction, and then you start turning. So how do you counter that effect? You counter it by applying brakes whilst you are straight, right? Whilst you are straight, then the vehicle can be steady. Only then is when you will then turn. Very important, that aspect. That's why you see people riding through roundabouts, people riding through robots. This is the rule of inertia. Even a car itself, if you try to turn it, that's why it falls over. Because the speed at which you are traveling does not allow you to turn at that speed. You can't turn. So it's very important for people to understand and know how to maneuver and apply brakes when and to stop when. It's very important, that. Very important aspect of driving. So we're approaching Liverpool, and the speed has been limited to 50. So we are now traveling at 50 miles per hour. That's the maximum. It's no longer far where I'm going anyway. Just going to 2 miles left. Just 2 miles. To the customer. The customer I'm going to, they always close very late. So we'll see. If they allow me to offload, that would be a bonus, because it would mean that in the morning I'm just going to offer the next customer. But if they don't, well, it's all good anyway, because after all, the schedules for tomorrow is not today. So whatever happens is all good. I'm taking this middle lane because I want to approach and be on the correct lane. There are going to be numerous lanes here. If you make a mistake, you go wrong direction. So I want to make sure I'm at the correct lane. You see? So there's city center, A50, what, which is these 2 lanes, and then the other one goes to North Ring Road. So I made the correct with this one. So they become 3 here. I made the center. If in case I need to change, I'll be able to change. So I'm going straight here. So welcome to Liverpool. Woo! Yes. This is Liverpool for you. That's where it starts. Unfortunately, I'm not going too deep into it. I'm just going just a little bit. And I'll arrive at my destination. And there are pedestrians already, because already we are in called Old Swan, city of Liverpool. That's what's going on now. We go right along. As we go right along, as we go right along, as we go right along. Far where I'm going, so this is how beautiful Liverpool is. So this one is still on the wrong lane, I don't know why. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love it. So I've arrived Welcome to Liverpool, guys. This is Liverpool. This is Liverpool Edgeland Drive. So that's how you turn at a robot that is so acute. You go wide, then you make a turn on your almost two. And make sure that everything is in, and you can turn and be safe. So I've just arrived actually. I'm just going to reverse towards the gate and see to it tomorrow morning that they can offload, if they will. Okay, it seems like I need to go a little bit outside so that there's enough space for me.